What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I'm going to talk about some breaking news that happened early this morning, around 2-something a.m. out here in Houston, Texas, mainly northwest Houston, in which a husband was killed by police, well, sheriff's deputies, after he raised the gun at them when he was drunk, and his wife had to call the cops when he was firing his gun in the air. Now, I don't know what brought this on. Well, we do know what brought it on, alcohol. But I want you guys to take a look at this and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this, because we all had people in our family. You know, a lot of us had people in our family that liked alcohol and did crazy things when they were drunk. But sometimes it gets out of control and things like this happen. Take a look.
Breaking news in Northwest Harris County. A man is in the hospital right now after deputies say he pointed a gun at them this morning, leading to an officer-involved shooting. This happening just before 2 a.m. in a neighborhood off Basil Point Court. Michelle Troy is live at the scene with what investigators are saying about this exchange, or this gunfire. Michelle, what are you learning this morning?
Hey there, Trayson. Well, we just heard from Precinct 1 Chief here at the scene moments ago. He tells us this all started after the suspect's wife called 911 reporting that her husband had been drinking and was shooting his gun outside. Now, take a look. This is still obviously a very active scene behind me. Crime scene tape up. Lots of law enforcement out here. There was quite a large response, as you can see, but we're told this all happened just after 1:30 this morning. 2 deputies with Precinct 1 responded. We're told when they arrived, the wife let them inside the home to search for her husband, and they eventually found him sitting on the back porch. Now, according to investigators, when deputies opened the back door, that man pointed a gun at them and may have even fired a shot. That part still under investigation. Deputies say they both returned fire, and the man ran off, jumping a neighbor's fence. Roughly a few minutes later, they found him outside and realized he'd been shot in the abdomen. He was taken to the hospital, and as of this morning, we're told he is in stable condition and expected to survive. We've learned he is a 47-year-old man and is now facing a charge of aggravated assault on a peace officer. Now, back out here live again, still active scene, as I had mentioned, with investigators still trying to piece together exactly what led up to all of this. But the good news is we're told no deputies were hurt during the shooting. Both have been placed on administrative leave, which of course is standard in cases like this. They also say that the man's wife and their 21-year-old daughter were home at the time, but thankfully they were not hurt and have been cooperating during this entire investigation. Now, Chief Harrison also mentioned, because this is a long holiday weekend, he urged folks that, alcohol and guns do not mix, and asked folks to celebrate safely. Trayson.
A very important reminder and great information there, as always. Thanks so much, Michelle. We know you'll stay on top of it.
All right, guys, you see it? This guy drunk, shot by police, and he's lucky he's alive. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When I saw this story, man, what made me decide to do it is 2 things. I can relate to something like this. Not the shooting part, but like how things can get out of hand real quick. My stepdad used to drink. He doesn't no more, thank God. But he wasn't a violent drunk, but he would get drunk and just do silly stuff. Had a whole bunch of guns in the basement, all types of guns. He would bring guns up sometimes, and sometimes they would be loaded. And he would show them off to family members or friends that came over the house without them asking if to see the stuff or not. And him and my mom would get into it sometimes. He would go outside and bust the guns, high caliber weapons. Boom, shoot the guns in the air. Luckily, the cops never came. But this is something I can relate to by seeing that. Now, it's one thing about living in Texas. A lot of people like drinking, and a lot of people like guns. And stuff like this is almost commonplace in a lot of places across Texas over the weekend, especially when it's a holiday. And it's holiday weekend, like they said, and they telling people to, party responsibly. Some people can't hold their alcohol. Now, I don't know if this is the first time he did this, but it had to be something to where the wife called and thought what he was doing was threatening enough to have police come to the house, and she let them in. That's something to think about. Had his 21-year-old daughter there. I'm more than sure before the police was called, they tried to calm him down. But a lot of times when somebody drunk, you can't get them to just sit down, let alone reason. So the guy was sitting on the back porch, gun on him. Came in the house, she let them come in the house to search for him. So evidently she didn't know where he was at. So what, is she going to hide? Or what was it? But it's a lot to this thing that the media probably never tell you what it was. But supposedly the man pointed the gun when he saw the officers. And they blasted him. He jumped over a gate, found him shot in the abdomen. This guy's lucky to be alive. Lucky. And the thing is, a lot of times motherfuckers be so drunk they don't remember the shit. He just wake up in the hospital like, what the hell happened? Look at this charge. Aggravated assault on a peace officer. That can result in you going to prison. So I want you to think how quickly your life can change for the worse. Here you was drinking in the comfort of your own house, consumed a little bit too much, got drunk, did some wild, goofy stuff, and now, once you're coming out of the hospital, because you know you wake up handcuffed to the bed, ain't no I'm sorry, hey, I don't remember that. Now, next stop, Harris County Jail, a place nobody want to go to. People die in there all the time. You went from living in your house in peace to hell on earth. One more thing before I get out of here. Now, they said this man had hopped the gate and there was two deputies that pulled up on him, right? I wonder what the conversation was prior to him getting shot, or did he just turn around and shoot the gun? Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I mean, it's okay to be comfortable in your own house, but you also have to listen to reason to those that surround you. Because we've all been in situations like this, well, most of us that have been around for a while, where people drink too much and you see it coming on. You see the slow, gradual intoxication of the person, and you say to them, listen, hey, you had enough, stop. A lot of times it's hard to make a man do what you want him to do, especially when he already got his brain floating in alcohol. And I don't know, but she felt comfortable calling the cops on her own husband because she couldn't even reason with him, knowing that a lot of times it can result in somebody dying. But she did it anyway. That made me think the situation in his house, he done probably did something similar to this before. Not with guns, but like he's been unruly and she's been like, damn, you know, now when you bring a gun into the equation, enough is enough. She had to make that call and he wound up getting shot. Either way, it's sad. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You heard what they said. Party responsibly and manage your alcohol. See you in the next video. Take care.